Hello riding people. Alright, this is my new bike, the 2025 M1000R competition, finished in white aluminum matte, or kind of like a silver satin, with lots of carbon fibre wheels, and a DPK special parts clear clutch cover in blue with the gold pressure plate behind it. And I like the way this looks. You know, the black looks mean, I think the silver looks kind of classy, and I already have a black M, and this is what I could get for the first half of this year. It doesn't look like any black bikes arriving, at least at this dealership. Only two silver coming in, one with the optimised tune and one without, one with the full beans. This is the full beans version. I wouldn't mind trying the optimised torque one, but it's only software that can easily be swapped out as required. And of course, for this year, 2025 has the split face headlights. And my friend has the 2025 S1000R, and I can tell you they are bright as anything. Super bright, those headlights, and I really like the look of them versus the old one. So without further ado, let's do the first start up. Make life a ride. M bikes. Alright, all in neutral. 4 miles on the clock. First start up. Very important that you run these proper race engines in properly. No rev bomb in it. 8,000 limit until the braking service at 600 miles. Let's get rolling. Into first gear, and immediately super smooth. God, these engines are masterpieces. And this is super light, seemingly weighs nothing compared with my MkII, which itself is quite a light bike for a crossover. Bit of a mirror adjustment. Got the tyre pressures a little high here. They're still cold, and it's showing yeah, 45 and 38. Should be 36, 42. They're not hot yet. It's a bit sneaky. So I'll let those cool down overnight, and I will adjust the tyre pressures, although it is 85 degrees, but they shouldn't be quite that high, like you know, quarter of a mile from the dealership. Just in road mode, that's probably where she'll stay for majority of the running in process. I just want to keep her rolling, keep some airflow through the radiator, and treat it a bit gingerly for the first few miles, particularly as I'm on race rubber here. We've got this bike's come with Bridgestone R11 race rubber, and I'm not usually a fan of Bridgestones, to be honest with you. I like Pirellis, and I like Michelins. Michelins particularly because they're always perfectly balanced tyres, and I really like those. And I've just fitted some Power 6s actually to the MkII. Well, I didn't. I got my mechanic to fit them. So, why did I sell my beloved Street Triple RS to buy this bike, and why did I go with the M1000R competition when I could have gone for a lot of bikes in at this price point? Well, the Street Triple was I think about nearly 3 years old, and had done 8,500 miles, I think, and so it was getting to the point where it was still worth reasonable money, but you know, if I'd kept it any longer, you might as well keep it forever. And the dealer offered me a very fair trade price for it. Bought a lot of bikes from that dealership, and this is in actual fact my 43rd new bike, and I have 2 bikes at present, my M1000XR competition and now this M1000R competition. And basically I don't have the room at home in my garage for more than 2 bikes. That's all I can genuinely handle, really. And so I decided to kind of you know, was I going to stick with that, or was I going to buy something else? And if I did, what would I buy? And I did think about buying something more practical for winter, long touring, and that probably would have been the 2025 Multistrada V4S, which would have been a 4th multi and 3rd V4S for me. I think that's a thoroughly well sorted out bike now. Or I could have gone down to the all new V2S multi, which is, you know, been received with great reviews, or even save some money and gone with like a Tiger 800, more basic but great value for money. But I decided light is right, and I wanted to have some fun. And I think the only other bike that was genuinely in the running against this was actually the Panigale V2S, and not the Street Fighter, not the Multistrada, but the Panigale. And I recently got the chance to actually ride that, because my friend Doug, who's in the crew, who also rides a Multistrada V4S, he bought one. He was lucky enough to be at Kota and sat on one in Texas and kind of fell in love with it. You know, liked the idea of it beforehand, but that really sealed the deal. And I really wanted to kind of see it and sit on it first to see whether ergonomics were right, because I had intended to buy the Panigale V4S, and when I sat on it I realised the riding position was just too extreme for me. Not so much my wrists and back and ergonomics for my legs, but it's actually my neck. Having to crane my neck up that far was I found a bit hard work. Anyway, I got to ride my friend's Panigale V2S, and I have to say it's fantastic fun, and you don't really need any more than 120 horsepower on the road, particularly if you're going to fit Terminoni exhaust, which he has, you know, and a tail tidy, junk a few parts, and you're looking at £399 dripping wet curb with a full tank of fuel. And with like 126 horsepower with the Termis, 399 wet curb, I mean, that's a recipe for fun. So I probably would have gone that route, in all honesty, had I known what it was like prior to making the decision. But I kind of had to make a decision, because M bikes are always in very, very short supply. And this year, I was kind of, you know, putting out feelers to various dealers, and my dealer who supplied the MkII said, "Hey, Rich, we're getting 2." In the first half of this year, and that's pretty much it for the first half of this year. Both are white aluminum metallic, or silver as everyone will call it, and one has the torque optimized tuned a little bit for torque. The other one is the regular tuned for horsepower, kind of around 210 horsepower, which is this bike. And you know, he offered me a fair trade, and I said, okay, let's do it. And we were expecting the one with the torque optimized tune to come in first, and it really doesn't matter what tune it has on it, because your dealer can always change it to the other one if you think that might be better for your, you know, personal use case. And so I was happy to kind of accept this one because it had come in. It's the first one I've seen in the country, to be honest with you, and I wanted to make sure. Let's put my cruise control on. There we go. I wanted to make sure that you know, I secured it basically, because they're just really hard to get hold of and usually pre-sold before they arrive, and that was the case with my MkII, where I had to look every day for 6 months to be able to secure one. And this one, I kind of did the deal you know, a few months ago, shortly after buying the MkII, and we've just been waiting really for Germany to you know, kind of come together and you know, get the bikes to these shores. And so yeah, and so now we're looking at a day kind of late in May, and it's kind of ideal timing for me. I can kind of get this looking the way I want to get it looking, you know, get it home, get some ceramic coating on it before I ride it, and do a few farkles, and then next weekend I have a little overnight away in the mountains, and then I'm in Seattle for a couple of weeks, and then I'll be back, and I'll be leading a group of about 12 riders on a mini tour in the mountains, and weather permitting I would like to take this as my bike for that trip. So it's come at an opportune moment, and timing is a little bit tight, but I think I have time to get it the way I want to get it, ride it next weekend, get the first service done, and then it'll be good to go for the main trip away with the other riders. And yeah, you know, I could have bought the Street Fighter V4S. The Street Fighter V4S I had previously is always the one I say that I wish I'd never sold. And this year's one's even better, and it is the daddy as far as I can see. It's got the edge over this, but we're talking fine degrees of perfection. And I think the Street Fighter is a better looking bike, and the electronics are slightly more sophisticated. It's got the Öhlins 3.0 suspension, which is the KLIM Pro. And it might have the high pure brakes off the Pani V4S as well. So I think that's really the new daddy, but the problem I have with it is I tend to ride my bikes good mileage. So I might do maybe 8-10,000 miles on this year. And within 15,000 miles, you're looking at a $3,000 rather service on the Desmotronic valves, because you have to effectively dismantle the entire bike to get at those valves. And whilst I could, my pockets are deep enough to afford that, I can't justify that. When you're going through a set of tyres that cost you know, $700 plus fitted every 2,000 miles, and then you're paying $3,000 for your 15k service, that is very much a toy for somebody that will ride it, you know, 1,500, 2,000 miles a year or something. That ain't me. I want to use my bikes and have fun on them. And so you know, this is that little bit more practical. Of course it can still shred a tyre in 2,000 miles. My MkI's just done it, and these are on race rubber, so these will be shot in 2,000 miles as well. But then I can put something that's more of an all-rounder, or something in between like the Power 6s, and that'll probably double or treble. And then the service costs a little bit kinder, and the valves are every kind of 18,000, but a little bit easier to get at on this. So also BMW dealers in the main, generalising, tend to be better than Ducati dealers. They just are. Ducati dealers are often conjoined in multi-franchise, stack them high, sell them cheap, Japanese franchise shops, and you know, you get what you pay for. So you have the customer service side, you've got the build quality of the BMs, and you know, you have slightly cheaper servicing, but you still got a monstrous bike that is just over 400 pounds wet with 210 horsepower and dripping with carbon fibre, particularly unsprung weight in the carbon fibre wheels. And it's a well-proven platform, the S and the M's. They tend to be very reliable. The stories you hear of any problems with engines typically are when people have had the services done prematurely, like at 400 miles instead of 600 to 750, and they've you know, thrashed it to the limit from day one. They've red bombed it everywhere. They put you know, a tune on the bike, you know, before it's even running. They've messed about with full race systems and airboxes, and you know, prior to putting tuning on. And generally, you know, they're kind of asking for trouble, because these engines in the M are full-on race engines. They have to be running carefully, and people like Brain Tuning, for instance, very synonymous with tuning M bikes, will tell you that themselves. Run the bike in a bit gingerly, be very careful with it, do not take the piss. Normally I'm all for run the bike in hard for, you know, 20 miles and then just ride it normally, done. But not with the M bikes. You got to really respect these bikes, and you know, try not to overheat them, try not to over rev them, try not to labour them too much if you can. It kind of kills me having to crawl along in traffic, to be honest with you. I can't wait to get this out in the hills, where I can be, you know, up and down hills, up and down the gearbox, and rolling the throttle on and off to bed the engine in nicely. In terms of competition, I didn't really see much competition other than the Street Fighter, to be honest. The KTM, well, the company's a mess at the moment, and the bikes are aggressive. The plastics look cheap, and the switchgear's cheap, and they have a patchy reliability record. Aprilia, I just simply don't have any good local dealers to me. I think the Tuono V4 would be a worthy adversary. And I think the other one, of course, is the refreshed Triumph 1200 Speed Triple, and of course they're doing a limited version, the X now, and I would say that that is spectacular value for money at around $21,000 compared with this I can't remember what it was, call it 31, 10 grand more. You're getting a 180 horsepower bike with bags of torque, and it's producing its power exactly where you need it on the road, and even at some slower tracks, to be honest with you. Plenty of low and mid-range power, and 180 horsepower was never boring in a relatively light bike, and it is relatively light, you know. And I think it looks pretty good. If you're a fan of kind of older school looks in terms of you know, single-sided swing arm and that kind of thing, then I think it you know, it bodes well, that Speed Triple. And that also has the Öhlins 3.0, so I think that's kind of spectacular value for money, to be honest with you. And God, I love having a bike. So I would urge anybody that is not obsessed with carbon fibre and the latest tech and has to be part of the 200 horsepower club to consider the speed triple. I've had 8 Triumphs, I've had no problems with any of them, and triples are always nice and engaging. If you like the looks of the Speedy, it's a very good option, I think. But for me, living with a MkII for a few thousand miles now, it showed me that a BMW M bike is never a bad decision. It's hard to go wrong these days because they're all so good, of course, but I really think BMM bikes are very well developed, very well screwed together, and although not cheap, the ride is remembered long after the price has been forgotten. Anyway, this is just an initial collection of the bike. I'll put some photos in the end of this video for you to have a look at, and naturally I'll be doing some more videos on the Farkles I'll be doing to this bike, and also just how my summer goes with both of my M bikes. I'll start posting a few more videos. I've been a bit remiss of late, apologies for that. Just been so busy in all aspects of my life. It is nice to take a little bit of time out today, at least, to check out my new beautiful M1000R in white aluminum matte. Alright guys, keep it sunny side up. Sayonara.